we talk about Afrobeat. A lot of people have misconception of what Fela's Afrobeat is and the new Afrobeat. There is no, I will tell a lot of people, and we'll still talk about Femi too. We'll talk about why Femi is not attacking Wizkid. Because some time ago, Femi Kuti attacked Lagbaja. That Lagbaja is not playing Afrobeat. The genre Lagbaja was playing, he accused Lagbaja of abusing his father's music. But right now, Wizkid is not even playing up to what Lagbaja is playing. He's embracing Wizkid. He's not saying anything, And Shehu has come out to say, Wizkid FC, put my father's name, throw it, vomit it out of your mouth. Don't swallow it. Vomit that word. My father and Wizkid are not in this. You cannot compare my father with Wizkid. So let's talk about Afrobeat. The new genre they call Afrobeats with S.
Is that a new genre?
Yeah, it's no
Afrobeat.
No, Afrobeats is not Afrobeats. Afrobeats is a combination. It comprises of all. There's Afro pop in it. There's Afro fusion. There's everything we do, right? In this dispensation, in this era of Nigerian music and Afro and African music, everything we do is considered as Afrobeats. And they say it came out of a studio in London, in a BBC interview with DJ Abbas. When he was playing and they asked him, what genre of music are you playing as a DJ? And he said, Afrobeats. So now he came out to explain. There's so much when you say S.
So which of it did Fela play?
Afrobeats, not beats.
Right.
Afrobeat. So this new genre called Afrobeats, that means it has an S. It's plural.
Combination of...
Yeah, of different African...
Well, is Afrobeat not a combination of several percussion, jazz? I mean, that's Afrobeat originally,
Afrobeat
right?
that Fela formed.
Afrobeat is also a combination of hip-hop. Hip-hop is also included in Afrobeat.
No. You cannot say hip-hop is infused. And you can say Afrobeat is in hip-hop. You can't say...
Really?
Yes.
Like, you're trying to say Afrobeat has been there before hip-hop?
Yeah.
True.
Afrobeat started in the 60s. Fela started in the 60s. Started in the 60s and early 70s. That's his music. Right? And Fela actually started when he was in the US. He started with funk. That was in vogue in the early 70s. And Fela, even in the 60s, played high life. Right? And it was Fela and the Kula Beatles. It wasn't Fela and Fela and what's it called? African 70s. Because that's the first group he formed. Fela and the African 70s. That was in the 70s. It came to the 80s. He changed the name to Fela. And that's when he put that name. It was Fela Ransom Kuti. He now said Ransom is not an African name. It's an English name. That's his father's name. And he said he has to remove that thing, that Oyinbo thing from his name. So he now put Aniko Lakbo, the man that has death in his pouch, in his pocket. Right? So now he changed to Fela Aniko Lakbo Kuti. And the Egypt 80. That was in the 80s. So Afrobeat is not the same genre that Whiskey is playing.
I think there's a lot of confusion, and we are the one causing this confusion, because why are we changing Afrobeat and they're saying Afrobeat? By and large, they have the same elements in it.
They don't have the same elements.
Afrobeat has got percussions. It's got high life also inside of it. Yeah. I mean, there are sources that will claim this. I mentioned hip hop and you said no, but there are sources that also claim. We could look it up. There are sources that claim that hip hop is also infused in Afrobeat.
Yes, in this new Afrobeats.
In Afrobeat, not even Afrobeat.
Now
Afrobeat is much more wide.
Now, if you want to talk about the history of hip hop, I can tell you that hip hop did not even start the way it started. Hip hop started from disco. That was how it started. And Fela's music doesn't have anything to do with disco. Now, you talk about when Fela started. He was a jazz artist. So they call it Afro jazz. And at that time, even in the 70s, we have a group called Osibisa. They were called Afro pop artists. Their music was Afro. They were from Ghana and Nigeria. There were other groups. There were other people at that time, people like Felix Liberty. They had African sound, but it was pop. But they still infused the African sound into their own pop. Chris Okoche had African sound in his pop. DZK Falola had African sound in his pop. Even the reggae artists, they had African sound in their reggae to make it different from the original reggae. So the Afro means Africa. Right? The Afro means Africa. But now Fela took the African, because the original sound of Fela's music is the congas you hear. And the congas are pronounced. The congas are pronounced. The horns are pronounced. The drums are pronounced. Is pronounced. So his genre is loud. He said, when you want to sing Afrobeat, your mouth has to be open. Ayakata. You don't sing like the Oyinbo man that is trying to hide what he's saying. No, that's not the way to sing Fela's Afrobeat. But there were people, even in the 80s in Nigeria, that tried to mimic his music. In the 80s and in the 90s. Let's talk about what's his name? Mike Okri did a sound. It was Afrobeat. It was Afrobeat, so we call it Afro pop at that time. He sang like Fela. Oh, duro duro, and omoge, ti ti ti, the African lady. That's the way to sing African beat. You see it now? It goes, the sound is different. You don't come and sing Fuji. What most people are singing in Lagos today is Fuji.
Yeah, so by and large, you're saying that there is a deviation from Afrobeat to what we are playing now, Afrobeat.
It's Afrobeat, but the Grammy Awards also cost it. The Grammy Awards cost it also. They were looking for a category to categorize African music. They had to say Afrobeats.
They said beats, not beats.
Maybe I don't. That is beat too. They had to put it in one fold. Before then, they had world music, right? They had world music, and Femi Kuti even nominated.
You're also saying now that Afrobeat is also included in Afrobeat.
Why? Afrobeat is not included in Afrobeats. Fela wants to be given an honorary award. Or
what are the components of Afrobeat?
I just told you. Your congas, percussion has to be pronounced.
Well, there are Afro beats that they play. What's it called now? Fela, the Shea vibes. They play Afro beats.
Amapiano is not
Amapiano. They play Afro beats where you see these congas pretty evident and prevalent. You know, they play these songs. There are songs like that. And these days now, you just said Afro beats. But people would often, these days, Burna Boy says he's an Afro fusion star.
Yeah, that's why.
His Daniel started in his 80s and said he's an Afro pop.
Yeah, it is Burna Boy that is getting it right. Burna Boy knows he's not playing Afrobeat. So he's saying, I'm not an Afrobeat artist. My genre is Afro fusion. I'm infusing every sound of, I'm taking Afrobeat, take this, I take this. So it's Afrofusion. Mine is Afro pop, or you call me an Afrofusion artist. Or the Amapiano sound can also be called Afro house. They call it Afro house also. Because it has, the Amapiano has an infusion of house music, which originated from a music in South Africa called jive. From jive, it metamorphosed to a music called Kwaito. From Kwaito, it becomes Amapiano now.
Right. So much history lessons here still. So much history lessons. But yeah, I catch the drift. Yeah, totally, I catch the drift. However, we've not addressed the root of this conversation. It's a lot of history, yeah, but the bit of the conversation around Whiskey, Burna Boy saying that he's the greatest, and Whiskey also claiming the same. And Ella mentioned what parameters we could use to judge these artists. What parameters we could use to determine that this is greater and that is greater. Do we do this comparison, especially maybe given that they are likely playing on different genres, yeah? This is playing Afrofusion, this is playing Afrobeat. They're all playing on different genres. Could we be doing this comparison or just, well...
Okay, I think for me, Burna Boy is closer.
To becoming the biggest?
Yes.
Okay.
But, because if you listen to his pattern of singing, it's even more Afrobeat than Whiskey.
Now, being more Afrobeat does not entail.
Whiskey wants to try to...
Let me just quickly button. Being Afrobeat or playing something very close to Afrobeat does not exactly entail one being the greatest, does it? No, it doesn't. He could be playing Afrobeats, Afrofusion, whatever he's playing, Whiskey playing something else, but who is the greatest? What parameters could we use to judge? What informs your decision?
I think for now,
someone who is closer.
I think for now, it's early. It's
early. How is it early?
Yeah, it's early for them to call themselves the greatest. They're not even. It's not
about amongst those alive. Yeah.
I do not even.
That's
see.
He I don't see any of them. Nigeria, right?
They're on the same part right now, but I don't see anybody
is that correct? Could we not use streams? Could we not use local engagement? Could we not use global acceptance, global recognition, global impact? Could we not use awards, nominations as indices, as parameters to judge who is greater amongst them, who is bigger amongst them? Could we not use all of these parameters?
Like I said, if I want to use that in Africa, right, I'll be going for Tyler, because Tyler, with this same genre called Afrobeat, Tyler has won more awards than all of them.
There is a reason we cannot exactly use or broaden this to Africa. I like to think that the knowledge on the acceptance, you could pick Tyler out of her nominations, but whose song is more on the lips of Africans? If we wanted to do that, that's why I'm limiting this to Nigeria, where we actually know the songs that are on people's lips. Okay. Whose songs are among people's lips? Who's got more streams? Does Tyler have more streams than Whiskey? Whiskey boasts of the biggest. I know in Nigeria, like 10 billion or so, right? I know in Nigeria, but I cannot tell in Africa. And well, Tyler only just hit stardom a few years ago, right? Whiskey have been doing this for over 10 years, so there's no way you compare still, yeah. She's doing her thing. I would not even compare Tyler and Thames. Well, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, maybe we could be doing that comparison. Tyler, Thames. But I think Thames is a bigger artist still to compare to Tyler. Howbeit, the conversation is not biggest in Africa. It is biggest in Nigeria. Provides much more context and allows us to
biggest really, right now. Like?
Yeah, who's the biggest right now in Nigeria?
Well, I wouldn't say, but for me, I'll be looking at Burna.
Right? You have this love for Burna.
No. Burna will be number 1.
Why is that?
And Wizkid can be number 2.
Why is that?
Davido will be at the number 3.
Why is that?
Why is that? Maybe we have to check that. We'll be back.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.